Hi and welcome to another video from Wellness Jump, and today I'm going to be talking about another component of my shake, which is actually an avocado. And I eat avocado every single day, but I don't eat it in this form. I cut it up, but I also freeze it. And I'm just going to show you how I do that, just to make life easier for you if you've never thought of doing it that way. So in order to do that, what I do is I cut it around the middle, cut all the way around it with a knife, which I'd already done that earlier just to make it easier, but just be careful when you do so, because you don't want to cut into your fingers. Open it up and it will reveal the seed or the pip, and that's why actually avocado is a fruit, because it's got this seed inside like so. And all you do is you use your knife, again be very, very careful, stab the pip or seed, turn it and pull it out. So then that reveals the flesh of an avocado, and of course you probably already know all of that, but I just thought it'd be useful to include it as well. Now, how I freeze it, I use IKEA freezer bags, and the reason I use these actually is these are recyclable, which is actually a good thing. And I cut it up into little pieces like this, which you can see, and they're quite useful to be small like that, because then you can put them in the shake and they get ground up, and it doesn't take too much to break them up if they're in smaller pieces. So once you've opened up your avocado, you just take a normal spoon and then you dig into the outside of the avocado, and you take it out from within the actual. Basically what I'd be doing is taking off the skin, obviously, because you don't want to be eating the skin. That wouldn't be very nice. So you actually take out the whole half of an avocado. Now it helps actually if the avocado isn't too ripe, but of course you probably don't want it unripe. This one's probably on the edge of being probably slightly underripe, and just as it happens, this one is definitely not ripe enough because it's solid, and you obviously test it by just squeezing it in your hand, and if it gives a little bit, that's normally about ripe enough. So if you can feel some give, that's the time you know it's slightly ripe, whereas this has got no give, so you just need to leave it out in the warm room temperature, and that will ripen so that you can then cut that one up and eat it too. Now once you've got your avocado open like that, all I do is I then just chop it up into small pieces. Now it's important to note, there's an argument that says that the actual darker green, especially the bit closest to the skin, has got the more goodness in it. So what I tend to do is I slice it like that, so dissect it into like half sort of moon shapes, and then I cut along the length of it so that each piece has the dark green on it and also the inner part of it, so you get the healthy or the full nutrient benefits of the whole of the avocado, not the whole avocado, but the whole contents, if that makes sense, of each piece of avocado. So then I cut that up into lots of little pieces, like so, and then I put them into, I mean, the easiest way I find is to put it into a baking tray. I'm not going to be baking it, but at the bottom of the baking tray, put some greaseproof paper. And the reason I say put greaseproof paper in it is because when they freeze, the little bit of moisture on the outside of the avocado tends to stick to the pan. So it's just easier. You don't have to use greaseproof paper if you haven't got it. And if you don't, the trick is that when you take it out of the freezer and it's straight onto the metal, just put it onto a surface at room temperature, and within probably a minute or so, the warmth that comes up through the metal will be just enough to break that seal, and then you can just use a spatula to actually just lift them off. But be careful, because sometimes they do ping, and then they ping everywhere, they go on the floor, so just be mindful of that. But if you can find some greaseproof paper, even better. And then just literally, you just put all of the avocado spaced around the greaseproof paper, and you can see if I turn it around that way, so you space them so there's gaps between them. Now I did a video previously about okra and the benefits of that and why I include that also in my videos. In fact, I'll pop up a link up here to link off to that if you want to also look at how I prepare that and why I eat that. And that I just freeze in a bag straight from being cut up. But the trouble is if you try and do that with avocado, because of the water content of it, what will happen is it will just congeal into one big lump, and then you won't be able to take out the little bits like I'm able to with these. I'm going to have to put this back in the freezer in a minute because these were frozen and they're now starting to defrost when I'm making this video. So, and all you need, literally, all I eat, is a small handful like that, just a small amount, and I literally have that every single day to get the various benefits of eating avocado, which include, they contain monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, which are good fats, and these help to reduce the bad fats or lower LDL cholesterol in your blood and in your body, which is actually a good thing. And they are said to contain around about 20 vitamins. I'm not going to list all of those, but I give you a flavour of the type of vitamins that you find that are in an avocado. So you have things like vitamin C, which is obviously good for your immune system, vitamin B6, which is good for the brain, and also for the good for the nervous system. And then you've also got vitamin E, which is good for healthy skin and eyes, but it's also good for the immune system too. There are other vitamins that are included in there, so vitamin B2 or riboflavin, and that does reduce oxidative stress, inflammation. It's good for the nerves. And then you've got vitamin B3, which is actually good for blood pressure. It's actually good for brain function too, and helping with your fat levels to reduce the LDL cholesterol. But it's also actually good for your skin too. Another one, which is vitamin B5, and that's important for making red blood cells. So if you want to have healthy blood, then eating avocados will help with that too. Another important vitamin is vitamin K, and that's very good for blood clotting and also for building healthy bones too. Eating avocados on a daily basis can help fight against things like cancer. It can help with arthritis and osteoporosis, so it's good for your bones. It can also help with depression because it's good for the brain and brain function, but also can help with lowering inflammation too. It's also got a high content of potassium, which is actually good for lowering blood pressure and maintaining a good blood pressure in your body too. And finally, on that list of things is actually, it's another added food source for your gut biome. And having a good gut biome is not just good for your gut and your inside your body, it's also good for your outside, your brain function and so on. So gut biome is so important for a healthy body, a healthy immune system, and just feeling good. I think that covers also all of the things it contains. Oh, sorry, no, there is also vitamin B9, which is folate, and that's good for healthy red blood cells. It's good for cell growth and function, and folate is actually a good vitamin for pregnant mothers, and so certainly if you're pregnant, eating an avocado every day would be very good. Now, I'm saying eating an avocado. I don't eat a whole avocado, as I say, I just eat small amounts every single day. Actually, it does also contain lutein and xanthine, I hope I've said that right, which is a carotenoid, and it functions as an antioxidant, which is good for your vision, and it helps to protect your eyes. So, all in all, what is contained in this one little fruit is quite amazing. So that's one of the reasons, or the main reason, why I include that in my shake on a daily basis. So if you want to see all the other contents of what I include in my shakes, then follow through some of the other videos that I will do and I've done, and that's all for now. So thank you very much for listening, and bye for now. Take care.